And today I want to demonstrate a strategy that I like to use that I found in a very wonderful book called Drawing with Children by Mona Brooks. And this is a strategy that I think works really well for introducing a new media or technique to students. So I'm drawing on watercolor paper, and the paper actually comes in this pad that's 9 by 12. And it's a professional weight of watercolor paper. You can see that this package cost $8.50, and it's 15 sheets. So if I cut it in half, then I can make it work for 30 different students in my class, or I could choose to do this even smaller. So I'm going to draw on the watercolor paper using a series of directions. And this is a permanent marker pen. It's made by Sharpie. It's called a fine point pen. And I like this because when you get it wet with watercolor, it won't smear. So that's very important for this project. So my verbal directions start with draw a curvy line that goes from one edge of the paper to another. Okay, so notice how it goes off the page, and I'm using my vocabulary of art to talk about line. Then the next verbal direction is draw a zigzaggy line that goes from one edge of the paper to another. And now another type of line we can draw are straight lines that could be either vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. So I'm going to say draw a horizontal line that goes from one edge of the paper to another. Okay, so now I have, look at all these spaces I've created on my page. I could count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different spaces that I've created. I could stop there if I'm working with younger children. The older the participant is, the more complex I could make the directions. Now I'm going to add a direction of draw a circle that overlaps at least one of your lines. So you can see that I'm talking now about shape, and I'm drawing a circle that overlaps at least one of my lines. Now I might put some other directions in that say fill up one of the spaces of your circle with dots. And what are a dot? A little dot is just a point that your pen can make, and how you choose to lay them on the paper is up to the participant. Mine are sort of methodical. Now I might take another area and say, draw a pattern with triangles in one of the spaces that you've created. So maybe I'm going to select the space here and start drawing a pattern of triangles. And I can choose how I want to create the pattern. It could be random, or it could be more methodical. And just keep repeating those patterns over and over again with the triangular shape. It ended up looking a little bit random, and I'm okay with that. So I could keep going and provide as many different directions as I want. Let me show you a couple of other techniques. One might be to say, draw lines that are parallel with one of the other lines that you've created to fill up the space. So I might go through this and try to, so you can see how I can use this as an assessment tool also to check students' understanding of, do they understand the definition of parallel lines? Do they understand what a triangle is? Do they understand what dots are? And I can walk around the room and observe students working to see how they're doing.